Kama saa hii kunanyesha, unakaa hapo ikiwa kama Maputo.
Budgetary allocation to agriculture. Notably, bottom-up economic transformation agenda prioritized agriculture transformation as a strategy to revive the economy. We are concerned that in the budget for fiscal year 2023-2024, agriculture was allocated less than 10% in the total budget. We are further concerned that the budget for crop development has been reduced by 4%, yet is strategic in ensuring the cost of living stabilizes. We therefore urge the government, both national and county, to increase the agriculture budget allocation to 10% of the total budget as per the Maputo Declaration, with at least 5% being dedicated to agroecology practices, including research and extension.
We have a very big challenge because we are losing our traditional foods at a very fast rate. And one of the things that we need to do is to ensure that we are educating our children on the need to eat their traditional foods. Because today we are talking about the important role that youth play in agroecology, but we forget that these are the majority in the country. So when we talk about the majority, these are also the biggest, this is the biggest segment of consumers. So we need to educate our children, and then on the other side we also need to educate our youth, because they are shying away from their traditional foods. Then we also need to raise a lot of awareness and also engage the government, because of course the government is also prioritizing commercial products, hybrids, and nowadays we have a discourse on GMOs. So we also need to engage the government to ensure that the policies that are in place are in favor of our traditional products. Because I think it's becoming a trend and consumers are becoming more aware because also of the increasing lifestyle diseases. Nowadays when you talk, sometimes back when we were talking about cancer, it used to be a disease of the West. But nowadays when we are talking about cancer, it's affecting each and every one of us. So we need to raise awareness and ensure that the government is supportive of agricultural systems and also indigenous knowledge systems.
Give space to organic agriculture, agroecology, because this is the new trend, and this should be a lesson from the impacts of the rising fertilizers after the war of Ukraine impacts. We have had rising fertilizers, and even as the government thinks of subsidizing fertilizers, they should actually give the most attention to biological inputs. And this network here, as experts, the farmers that we have been working with, they have been able to undertake agroecological practices, and we also call for policies, budgets to be allocated to agriculture sector adequately. And also, as we continue taxation in the country, let us also reduce taxation for core commodities so that we have enough foods. When our populations have enough food, they are able to work and they are able to be productive and support all other sectors. So agriculture should be the #1 priority in transforming the country through the bottom-up transformation agenda.
The government is supposed to allocate 10% budget according to the agreement in Maputo Declaration. But you realize that even as they allocate 10%, 80% of that budget goes to overheads. Nothing gets to the farmer. And it's very critical that the farmer is rich. In terms of bio-inputs and agroecology, in Kenya, the fruits and the vegetables we eat come from small-scale farmers. No large-scale farmers actually produce those fruits and vegetables. And agroecology works better with small-scale farmers. So if government invested resources, human resource and also resources to support farmers to produce bio-inputs to be used in the production of vegetables and fruits, will cut down on the medical expenses that we are using. Because the food we are eating right now is empty. It has no nutrients with a chemical fertilizer. But if we are able to produce healthy food with the bio-inputs, we'll produce food that is going to be our medicine. Because we are all what we eat. And we need to think agroecology as leaders to be able to action it. So it's very important that we go agroecology. And I believe the indigenous food we are talking about is very prevalent even in hotels these days. We don't see bread. We see sweet potatoes, we see yams, we see bananas. So yes, we've embraced agroecology and we are practicing it. The only thing we need to do is to teach it to our children in school, put it in the curriculum in the colleges and institutions that are working on it.